You've got to take these dreams, you've got to build them up. You've got to realize that you're enough. Every great design comes from someone's mind. You've got to realize that you're enough. Mystics at midnight, putting up the good fight. Everything is alright. Mystics at midnight, putting up the good fight. Everything is alright. Oh, mystics at midnight, putting up the good fight. Everything is alright. Mystics at midnight, putting up the good fight. Everything is alright.
Hang on. Hey!
Hey!
Now it's the part where we pretend that we haven't just been talking.
Talking? What's that?
Hey! First time I've seen you today. How's it going?
Oh, it's rather caffeinated around here.
Nice. I'm trying my best to stay hydrated myself. This
Yeah, me too. I gotta drink water.
is my sponsor, H2O.
It's
H2O.
high quality H2O.
Just you need it every day. You just to stay hydrated. Yes, drink water.
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, in a little while, I mean, once this releases, it won't be a secret anymore. But in a little while, Jake and I are going to Jake's brother's surprise party. So shh.
I'm actually there right now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's why I'm in a car.
Oh, nice. Is for his birthday or?
Don't tell anybody. Yeah, his birthday is the 9th,
Okay.
and we're doing this as a surprise to him because he would have never guessed 2 days before his birthday. I guess I don't know why we
Oh,
were
okay.
together.
Oh.
It's an excuse for me to hang out with my brother and drink Angry Orchard. So I was in from jump.
Okay.
That's fair. But I do like surprises.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kevin, you're going or?
Yes, Rose and I will be heading over there in a bit.
Okay.
So,
Because doesn't
yes.
like you're also not in a car.
No, I'm at home currently.
Okay.
But it's like 10 minutes down the road.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of barking here and there as well from dogs. So
It's okay.
that's fun.
He's just translating it for the dogs to understand.
Yes. Yeah.
So I only said one thing because we
Yeah, for
haven't really said that
translation
much.
So
Go
this
ahead.
is Mystics at Midnight.
Yes.
This is the pod. This is the show. This is the do, right?
This is it. And I want to thank you guys because I was on your podcast.
Caffeine in Quarantine.
Caffeine in
YouTube
Quarantine.
channel. Check it out.
And I was like, this counts. and so I decided to do my own kind of thing, and then and then I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off, and kept putting it off, and then I put it off some more, and then finally I was just like, I'm just gonna do it already because otherwise it's never gonna get done. So
that's how ours started too.
Yeah, pretty much. But Spencer has a badass theme song for his that I listened to a little earlier, and I was like, that's an awesome theme song. It was like, because it really got that like show vibe, like musical number before the show. So I was like, that's cool.
Oh, the biggest thing about that I really like, and it's kind of subtle, and I didn't even do it on purpose, is that how it stops and there's like a little bit of silence, and then the show like starts. Like I don't know, that was just the first time that I edited my first episode and that happened. I was just kind of like, wow, this feels like a real show.
Heck yeah. Well, you know what? It is a real show because it's really happening. So there you go.
I like to do ours when I do the editing for it as just a kind of conversation. So
yeah,
I would just pick a point, like I would just start recording immediately and then just pick a point to start.
Yeah. That's, I mean, I feel like that's that kind of raw take that a lot of podcasts do. And I guess I'm sort of like that, but I also kind of wanted something to kind of like, to kind of give you a vibe at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
kind of like for the rest of the show, and kind of my idea for the vibe was like Mystics at midnight. So it's like it's at midnight and you can listen to it while you're doing like artwork or something like that, or or you're just like playing guitar or something like that. You're just chilling.
So being that the name is Mystics at Midnight, do you release the episodes at midnight?
No.
No.
That's
a mystery.
It's definitely midnight right now,
It's midnight somewhere.
Pretty dark.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, being that we're on, I wanted to talk, this is your show, so I don't want to take the reins here. But,
take the reins.
Take the reins. Well, we have a show coming up, and Kevin Sullivan and the Caffeine Rush is super excited to announce that you, Spencer LoSchiavo, are playing bass, filling in on bass for us for this show.
I am, yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for volunteering to do it.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh, you're
on your podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a thing that we're doing.
Yeah, whatever. I thought we were just talking. I mean, whatever. It's just an excuse to talk, and then I guess I'll
of course
tube later. This is the trick. There is no show. It's all fake.
Well, that's fair. Well, it's funny
Life
because
is the show.
Oh yes, of course. Well, what's exciting to me is like I happen to be very close friends, I consider, with you and your wife Savannah, and it was just funny because I just was giving you guys a call just simply to talk, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah, we're kind of looking for a bass player for this show, and before you could even say anything, Savannah's like, Spencer, you should do it. Like, you would love it.
Yeah,
you would have so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like our stuff's hard either. Like, I could do it, but I play the drums, so I can't do it.
Well, you and I are going to be locked in, because bass and drums, that whole,
Oh, yes. I happen to be on a Zoom call with the rhythm section for this show.
So, yeah, I've been practicing the songs. And the songs on the albums and stuff. I think I've pretty much on the album.
I was gonna say we've only got one so far.
Daylight. I mean, well, the other new ones will eventually be on an album. So I think I can comfortably say albums.
Yes.
Anyway, I feel like I know them pretty.
For now, album.
Well, yeah. Well, that's another thing is that I feel like you and Savannah are some of my biggest like fans of my music. Not only because you're friends of mine, but you guys like we played a show. Actually, it was our last show. Gosh, that breaks my heart. But it was our last show at the Metropolitan in Annapolis, and you guys came and you were rocking out, to my songs.
Was that what?
Well, you played it too. You played it too, duh.
Okay, that was that show. That was I think that was our last show too.
Yeah, that was the one that the people that ran that show, they told us that they wanted us to come back the weekend of St. Patrick's Day, and because St. Patrick's Day was like a Monday or something, or like a Wednesday or something, but they wanted us to play that weekend. And that would have been fucking awesome. But then Corona happened and everything got canceled
and ruined everything.
My Corona.
And in our podcast, I cry about it for 13 episodes? Yeah, 13 episodes.
Pretty much every episode you bring up how that St. Patty's show would have been amazing.
Yeah. It's about 13 hours of me crying for what could have been.
I mean,
right.
Nobody could have showed up. All your equipment could have broken,
Still
or maybe coronavirus still would have happened, but nobody would have known about it. So then
everyone would have died.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, that's kind of how I kind of see these kinds of situations of like, well, man, I really wish I had done this, or I really wish this had happened. I really wonder what it would be like if that happened. And I always just think, well, you know what? It didn't, and it could have been a lot. It probably could have been worse. I don't know if it's better because I'm just imagining it as a best case scenario. You know, I'm not really like imagining like all the things that can go wrong exactly. So I find it best.
Yeah, that's true.
Like enjoy what is here, you know, and what came of it for you guys was an awesome podcast.
Yeah, true.
That's fair.
13 episodes.
It was a lot of fun, and I would like to bring it back.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again.
Which,
Uh-oh.
Kevin.
Yeah, well, now that I'm doing a show like Mystics at Midnight, I kind of feel like I'm getting that podcast vibe again. So maybe Jake.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe Jake, because
100% confirmed. We're back, folks. You heard it first here.
Yes, I get to break some news, and well, double news. But you already kind of broke the news about the show on media. So
I think going forward, it should be because now that there's definitely still a bunch of quarantine going on, but also like now moving forward and being out.
The Caffeine Rush podcast.
Well, I was just gonna say caffeine and self-esteem. You know,
I like that better.
Kind of motivate and do that up. Give me just.
And I'm gonna do it like our caffeine, like in our logo, and self-esteem is gonna be in like a really like frilly, like a cursive-y font.
I can imagine.
It'd be dope.
I can imagine it. I can imagine it being like one of those Zen podcasts that, you know, like people can put it on their drive to work or something like that. There was a podcast I was listening to called Zen Commute for a little while. Yeah, it was interesting, but I don't think that is what you guys would do, though. It'd probably be
well, it would be somewhat of that, like, because we do have a few episodes where we actually have like in-depth conversations.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of them actually, where we're just kind of drinking beer with the boys and kind of bullshitting, talking shit.
Cold one with the boys.
Specifically the Harbor boys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can we pause for just a moment to let my daughter Rosie say hi for a second?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, wait. Audio. Rosie, say hi.
Hey. Hi. What's going on?
Okay, it's still in my ear. Hold on. I'm a dad and I can't figure out audio.
That's exactly.
All right, Rose, take control and tell him how to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, say hi. What do you want to say?
I was just watching my show and I wanted to say hi to you guys.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Rosie.
Hi.
Good to see you.
What show are you watching?
Sonic Boom.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Have you ever seen the older one, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic X? They're both really good too.
I think we watched a little bit of that when you were a little bit younger.
The Sat AM Sonic.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all right.
Enjoy your show.
Bye. Enjoy your show.
Rosie cameo.
Okay, back on.
That's gonna get clipped and put on like a Caffeine Rush Clips YouTube page, and it's gonna get like 18 million views.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
Gonna be like exclusive interview with Kevin Sullivan's daughter.
Yeah. Probably all from Sonic fans, just because we're talking about Sonic.
Oh my gosh. Or how about something along the lines of, and now some words from Rosie.
It'll be a regular a segment.
Yeah, no, it's like exactly. Real clickbaity, because our podcasts are worth cutting and putting into clips. Like, have you ever seen that, like with the really famous ones, like especially Joe Rogan's? Like, there's like 50 fucking channels where like it's just JRE clips and clips of JRE and Joe Rogan clips and stuff like that. And people are getting like ridiculous views from it, like millions and millions of subscribers and views from that. Which I mean,
that's like usually how I consume his podcast, because I usually just want to hear Kanye West talk about Star Wars. I'm not really interested in the whole interview exactly, but
that whole episode was actually pretty good though, and like so a lot of folks call him crazy, and I was one of them. I was definitely one of them. I used to call him batshit crazy all the time, but like it's a little more nuanced than that. I really think it's a little more nuanced than that. I don't think that he's actually crazy. I think I kind of agree with Joe Rogan on this, that like somehow, like most folks, you know how there's like alternating and direct current and like different voltages, like, so to put it into that term, like most humans are like 60 watts, but Kanye West is like 120 watts or like 140 watts, and he's just getting ideas and ideas and ideas, just like for shoes and clothes and beats and production and art and music and blah 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 and just everything.
I am a big proponent on this idea that especially this year, that people, I don't like to put really people into categories of sort of good and bad, you know, like nowadays the big kind of is big into like kind of cancel culture and things like that. And my whole thing, at least the way that
don't say that too loud, you might get canceled. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, you know,
the C word.
Like, look,
the
like
other
people
C word.
that yeah, right. It's just like the people that you know, like might hurt us or do like hurtful things are really just kind of like they're you know, they're just people. Like I don't know if they're like, you know, look, they might have a lot to work on, and some people have more to work on than others, but like I don't think it necessarily means we have to completely put them in this you know, like this really bad like category and then just like forget about them. I don't know.
It's true.
I've heard that like being a parent gives a lot of people that perspective too, because like a lot of people see, like a lot of parents will see like shitty person as that was a baby one time, so maybe they just kind of got fucked off in the end, you know, and that's why they're like that.
And I just gotta work really hard that my kid doesn't turn out like them. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, well, that's I don't, as a parent, I don't really have that much. I don't have that concern right now, although, you know, my kid isn't going to be a kid forever. So there is, you know, I just try to instill positive values, you know, that's kind of all I can do, you know, and then she's going to grow up to be the person she's going to be, you know?
Absolutely.
So,
true.
Not to switch topics, but going back to the show for a minute, I did want to talk about something that really amused me. In our we have a chat going on for the show, and something that really amused me was when we started going back and forth with the movie announcer voice.
Oh yeah.
So
this summer.
I just started. I started with Jake said, Jake, congratulations, just moved back to the Glen Burnie area. Congrats. So now he's, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not an hour away from everything anymore. Well, except for Cult Classic now. I'm an hour away from there now.
That's fair.
I'm still an hour away.
True. Actually, Cult Classic's only about 40 minutes from where we're at.
Yeah,
it's really not that far. So, but now he's just around the corner from where we practice. So I happened to say something along the lines of, I did a recording where I was like, in a world where Jake's trip to band practice only takes less than 2 minutes. And then like Spencer came back with like all this stuff like movie style announcing, and I just had to laugh.
In a world where sleep is the enemy, one band rises above, the Caffeine Rush.
So I said we needed to start. We needed to start doing that before we come before we come out on stage, like it's like all black. That announcement comes on, and then we just pop up on stage.
We should somehow get like a projector, and then the like the Universal logo, and da 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 da, like
yes,
that whole thing. Just
dramatic
opening for us.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be incredible. Sorry, I'm all over the place as far as what's going on. No, the other thing, something that's so special to me about this show as well is that I didn't, I kind of was under the impression that I wasn't going to be able to do or have time for any kind of music going forward.
Yeah.
I was under the impression, like now I'm doing, because currently I'm working full time and doing truck driving school at night, so I can learn to be a over the road trucker for at least a regional portion, so I can at least be back on the weekends for my daughter. And in doing so, it's taken a lot of balance to realize, I thought that I'd have to give up all musical activities and stuff, but now I'm truly seeing like what's really important, and my passion is still just as relevant, even though I'm just as busy. It's just now it's told you. Well, yes, I guess I was a little. Jake was right. You heard it here first, folks.
Now I want, if you can do this, I want you to edit just like Jake was right across the screen, like some like streamers maybe.
I'll be sure to call up my friend.
Like a single balloon.
Industrial Light and Magic, and like have that go ahead and have that like in Star Wars, like da 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 da.
Well,
or just children first... like yay!
Yeah.
Right. Oh my god. Well, we had our first band practice / seeing each other at all since
I cried.
Since March, in the first week of October, we finally got to have a practice, and that's what really made me open my eyes and go like,
yeah,
music is so important. And I think it's not that I took it for granted in any way, but it means so much more when you don't get to do it in the same way. And I think that's what's been the real wake up call for everybody during this whole year, that we haven't gotten to, I've barely gotten to see you and Savannah, Spencer, my dear friends. I've barely gotten to see Jake, but now I'm going to see him more because he's freaking closer. Darn it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So just
go ahead.
All of that, so much, all of it so significant to me and means so much more to me than it did before,
Yeah, it's I'm kind of seeing that as well, because I was like teaching music all the time, but and everything like that, but I don't know, there was something for me, something clicked after I got a new job and started doing something else, and I just started coming back to music even more, and writing and stuff even more, and just appreciating it more because I had that balance.
Yes.
It's really interesting what this year has done to musicians.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of us are growing up.
Yeah. I mean, that's very true. I mean, and it's all, either we've realized that our industry is so fragile in times of crisis, or we've noticed that, and either people have given up on it or moved on from it, or have embraced it even harder, and I think that there's certain aspects of both,
Yeah, and I think they're kind of like you said, moving away, realizing what's important, like you did, but you also don't have to completely step away. And I think that the difference is, and actually what makes it so much more enjoyable is when you stop going, okay, like I need to do this to, like, because this is my dream, and this is something that I need to achieve. And you start going like, like, okay, like it's okay if I'm not the next, you know, let's just go with the same example, Kanye West. It's okay if I'm not the next Kanye West. Actually, it's
I am. I'm a wordsmith, motherfucking genius. Genius voice of my generation.
I would put genius
ever.
I would put genius on my passport, but I don't know how it's spelled. Didn't he?
And I might be a gay fish. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah. And that totally lost what I was saying.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye West,
no, I get what you're saying. Like that, like a lot of us have realized that it's really just about the music. It's not really about like a grind or like a job or anything like that. It's just about like doing art for sake of art.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And also that it can be, you know, because something that I said to the band was that I think I needed to switch it or at least shift it into more of a hobby. But it's like you can still have it as a hobby, but still kind of have that grind and that drive that you want to, like, you know, we want to record an album, you know, that's definitely on the list of things we want to do. But, you know, there's a big part of me that wants to like start it right now, and there's another part of me that's like,
I want to start it right now.
I know you always do.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen right this moment, you know, we're at least gonna practice, work at it, and we're gonna, you know, at least come up with a list of what songs we're gonna want on this album, and we can at least start to organize and talk about and see what the next steps are, you know. So
yeah,
that's a start.
And enjoy the process. I think that's really important. If you put so much stress on yourself and each other, it's kind of like, what are we doing this for? You know?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, it's work. Of course,
like it's like the great Reggie Fils-Aimé says. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
If it's not fun, why bother?
Yeah. Yes. I am a proponent of that. Of course, it's gonna take some discipline, and you know, you might get a little frustrated, but you can walk away and come back, and then you get a great result. Of course, that's all part of it, but you can kind of enjoy that too. I don't see there's any reason why that can ruin the whole experience. So
yeah. No, definitely.
Really excited about your guys' future, about the next album.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
I am really excited.
I've already got an image for kind of what I want the album art to be, and I also have an image, and I also have a pretty good idea of what I want the title to be. And of course, you know, I'm gonna come to the band to all kind of decide together, but I definitely have a little bit of
trivia for the folks. I mean, it's kind of obvious trivia, but this is going to be the first album that's Kevin Sullivan and the Caffeine Rush, not just Kevin Sullivan, whereas Daylight was Kevin Sullivan, Daylight Rising. This one's going to be Caffeine Rush, Daylight, whatever, 2, Daylight Rising 2, the Daylight Rising.
2 Daylight, 2 Rising.
Daylight Rising 2.
Tokyo Drift.
Oh my God. Yes. Well, and something that for me, I've now gone back and I've been listening to the recorded tracks off of Daylight, off of Daylight Rising to sort of compare, because I realize it's like a lot of, you know, studio musicians who then tour and stuff like that, they do a version of that and it becomes so in tune with the live, and then it's like they don't, like, the fans all know it by how it's recorded. So I wanted to kind of go back and really listen to the way in which it was recorded. And then hearing that, we have a song that's in the works right now called Looking Back, and just hearing the difference between before it was a like pick and choose.
Did we announce that already?
You did now.
We've played it live before, so we've played it live before.
The more you know.
It's not.
But we never said that we were putting it down or anything. We just kind of played it. We never put down Wipe Your Hands Clean.
I said it's in the process. I said Looking Back was in the process. I didn't say it was like done or anything like that, which it is. It's not done yet. So, but hearing the difference between those pieced together songs where I was kind of getting musicians together, then comparing that to looking back at this whole band piece, it's like the positive difference is there. You know, I can really hear the direction and how much tighter we are together, you know, recording this stuff.
So real quick, Zoom is telling me that my time is going to end in 5 minutes, but I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to end the recording, and then we're going to sign out, and then we're going to sign back in. Okay.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
A two-part.
And we're back.
And we're back. So you were talking about the album, the brand new album, how it's going to be more of a collaborative effort, and yeah.
So yeah, the first album, Kevin is currently muted, but the first album was it was like Kevin Sullivan, Daylight Rising, or Daylight Rising. And it was mainly just like his solo stuff that he just wanted music to.
Right.
And then this one it's a lot more hands-on because we're all kind of writing the songs together as they come out.
Well, before too, I didn't have a band. I didn't even know having a band was a possibility. You know, it's like,
True.
So it wasn't even that like, if I had a band, I would have recorded with said band, but I didn't even have that or think that was a possibility. You know?
Yeah.
So, but yes, very hands-on from everybody in the group right now.
Okay, and do you find that's like is that like a relief? Like, oh, you're taking some of the pressure off my back, or is it like a little bit of like, well, I don't think I want to do it that way, or what? Balance of both.
Well, definitely balance of both. I like to say it's like it's my, like, you know, soup pot, you know, like,
yes,
and you know, maybe I add the broth, but everybody adds their own ingredients to make a finished, you know, bowl of soup that tastes good, soup. Has the right spices. Yes, stone soup. Yes.
Let's just say the ingredients are organic.
Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out on this at this show, or on this album. Okay.
By the way, Jake, where is this show?
It's at Zen West in Towson. I don't know the exact address. However, it's on sending York out. Road. Yeah,
I do think it's on
stuff about it.
I do think it's on Google Maps. So if you just type Zen to Google Maps, it will take you there. It is a very fine establishment with a nice stage and good food. And
awesome fucking stage.
Yeah, and if you reserve, you better reserve a table now because there is a limited capacity.
And they're going fast.
They are going fast.
And something that I thought was really cool about this show in particular as well is that, you know, during this time of COVID and everything, not everybody necessarily feels comfortable coming out, but you can also get yourself a stream ticket to watch from home if you don't feel comfortable coming out. I mean, obviously we'd want to see you in person way more, but you know,
but
this is going to be a great show. November 14th, Kevin Sullivan and the Caffeine Rush with the Harbor Boys. Going to be awesome. And Spencer LoSchiavo is filling in on bass.
And I will be slapping a little bass. So
slapping that bass, man.
Slapping the bass.
So yeah, Rosie started learning cello, and I just had to say recently, cello, you got a bass.
Oh no! Oh no!
School of Rock reference.
Well,
it's a school rock reference.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, do you guys have anything else you can plug? Where can we find you?
You can find us on facebook.com/the Caffeine Rush, all one word.
Okay.
We are on Instagram as well, KS Caffeine Rush.
Yes.
At some point I may change that to make it a little easier, probably like Caffeine Rush Band or the Caffeine Rush or something. So you'll find us.
Yes.
And if you want to send us an email for any reason, you can email us at caffeinerushband@gmail.com.
Okay. And I'm also going to put all of these in the description below.
And you can find our first album, Daylight Rising, on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music,
wherever you find good music.
Tidal.
Yes.
And Google Play?
Yes, I believe so.
Probably.
Speaking of Spotify for just a moment, I recently got Spotify, and today I was driving around jamming out the Storms, Spencer. So
nice.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. While you're at Spotify, look up my man, Spencer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He's the man.
I link every show to my notes, or I link every show to my Spotify so that, if people like the theme song, it's not on Spotify. You have to watch the show actually to hear the theme song, but there's more songs for me. But I'll put all of those in the description. Exactly.
Yes, and I'm going to announce it right now, right here.
Oh,
Jake and I are going to resume the podcast.
Yeah!
Hallelujah!
Fuck yeah!
Hallelujah!
So,
working title: Caffeine and Self-Esteem. Caffeine and Self-Esteem.
Yeah, Caffeine and Self-Esteem. I think.
Caffeine and Self-Esteem.
Look us up.
Yes,
it's gonna be
another
on the band
exclusive.
YouTube.
I'm so excited.
And
I'm gonna put it on the band YouTube.
Nice.
And guess what? There's a pun there because the steam from your coffee is coming up.
I'm gonna spell it that way too.
Nice.
And people are gonna be like, "You fucking idiot! You spelled esteem wrong."
Did I?
Oh my god.
That's exactly how I answered. Did I?
Yeah.
But Spencer, thank you so much for having us, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun. And
please check out further episodes of Mystics at Midnight this summer.
Yes. And once again, November 14th, Zen West. And to you guys and all our listeners at home, I hope you find whatever it is that you're looking for. Bye now.